And we are recording. Audio's ready, visuals are ready, and whenever you're ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, soupies of all ages, welcome to the Kayfabe Soup Wrestling Podcast. I am the intern, and if I could be serious for just a second here, I just want to put out really positive vibes, thoughts, and prayers to our homeboy MJF, because he's been going through some rough times, man. After recovering from a very serious hangnail injury, he was so happy that he apparently went and celebrated by shaving and nicked his neck, and man, his career is just completely akimbo over this. We don't know what's going to happen with him, so keep him in your hearts. Keep him in your hearts. Anyhow, I'm here with GRJ and Habes, who are also very concerned for MJF's well-being. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good, man. Habes?
Yeah, press F. Show your respect. Hey, do you guys want to hear a joke? Do you guys want to hear a joke? All right, what did the right butt say to the left butt cheek? We're going to get through this shit together, guys. Come on. Let's podcast.
Oh, man.
I edited that. Well, I child-proofed it or whatever. Told it to my daughter. She was laughing for like an hour straight.
That is awesome. So yeah, despite these trying times, we're here to bring you the news, and news we shall bring you. This first one is a big bombshell. Rumor in innuendo has it that Vincent Kenny McMahon is perhaps looking to sell the WWE to either Fox or ESPN.
Yeah, both of them are owned by Disney, so pretty much he's selling it to Disney. At this point, I want to see how long is it until we get like Avengers versus WWE.
At this point, I want to see how long it takes before I get Triple H into the Kingdom Hearts series.
That too.
Okay. Hold on.
Does that mean Steph becomes a princess?
Yes, exactly.
No. Okay,
she's pretty hurtless.
She could be the villain. No, I need to drop some knowledge. Disney only owns like the movie part of Fox.
Yeah.
They do not own the sports part, which is like
Fox is a weird conglomerate of like smaller divisions that each have their own weird stake. It's why Fox News is super conservative, but then the actual Fox TV station puts out the most like wacky liberal Jerry Springer released one of the most wacky liberal Jerry shit possible at the same time as Fox News decrying that kind of television content.
Yeah, but no one can beat Fox News's ratings, so they have that going for them. No, but what's fishy about it, the whole thing, is like they're gonna sell it to Fox or ESPN. Like, you can't sell a company to two different companies.
I mean, you kind of can, especially if they separate like the shows, kind of like how they do with the TV channels.
I think Vince is insane enough to try to make that happen and work too. So, God damn it, Raw's a different company than SmackDown, pals.
Yeah, exactly.
But how good is Dirty Dutch Mantel's word? His tweet from his sources.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Well, I mean, Dutch Mantel comes off as honest. It's the sources I wonder about.
Yeah, well, does he still do that podcast with Fat Ass Matt Coon?
I don't think he does it with Matt Coon anymore. It had stopped for a while, but it actually just started back up a few weeks ago. I still haven't any of the new episodes yet, but it is on my list.
Well, I remember Dutch was in poor health like in 2019.
Yeah.
And I don't know what his situation is now.
I mean, I feel like we're all in shit territory right now.
I'm okay.
Must be nice.
Must be
I'm
nice.
in Canada, so even if I'm in Canada, even if I do get in poor health, I have free health care.
But we pay our doctors, you see, better care. They work for their money.
You also don't have to wait like 19 hours to go to get in to see a doctor.
Unless you're in the VA, you'd be waiting 19 years.
That's a whole other story. It also might take you that long to pay your doctor's bill.
No, man, I got insurance. So really, do you guys really think that they would sell, or is this just kind of a slow news week? Let's make some
Honestly,
drama.
I don't see, as much as people like to create that kind of thing, Vince is such a goddamn micromanager that I don't see him selling for as long as he's alive and still able to micromanage.
Yeah.
See, like I've always said, or I always thought that Vince would sell before he would die. Like I don't think he would ever give it to Steph, to Shane, to fucking Hunter, no matter how good he could make the product. I think this is Vince's baby, and if he's gonna fucking sell it or murder it, he'll do it himself. Like,
I mean, he did once bring back the NWO to inject poison into the WWE, so you may have a point there.
yeah, see, like, there's, I does this strike me as surprising? No, not really. Especially the type of person that Vince is. I don't see him just like handing over his company, which is complete bullshit because like everybody that is a WWE fan kind of sees it like Steph and Triple H should be next in line because of what they're trying to do. You know, especially within the last. How long has NXT's been going on?
2012-ish.
Yeah, 2012 is a developmental brand.
So like since then, like you've seen what Hunter's been doing, you know, and it's kind of like that light at the end of the tunnel, where like this is what Hunter could bring to us, but it's so easy for Vince to be like, nope, fuck that shit, and just like sells it underneath them, which wouldn't surprise me. Like I said,
if they did sell, they would probably keep like Triple H in charge, right? You're not gonna like sell it and put.
I think for like at least the first couple of years, that's what some companies do. They keep somebody that knows their way. And
go ahead, sorry. Yeah.
That knows their way around the company, right? And then they just send somebody. I don't want to call him like a bitch boy, but like they send some like the company that takes over sends somebody to watch Triple H to learn from it, and then after that they kind of like buy out Triple H, and I keep saying Hunter for some fucking reason, but like they buy him out. He's out doing whatever. He opens up the next AEW, the next WWE, whatever, and then they just continue on with what they have learned in the next 5 years.
Or even if they don't go that full route, they could go the WCW route. Like WCW, when they got bought up by Turner essentially let the wrestling people run the wrestling side of the show, but then they have guys like Bill Bush and Harvey Schiller, who Eric Bischoff and whoever else people came after Bischoff had to answer to. So that I say it could work, but we saw how well it did for WCW.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, do you guys want it to be sold? Because like, I don't think shit could get any worse. So why not? That's how I see it.
No.
Yes and no. Like I definitely want to see new management.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Man, but if WCW's taught me anything, it's that corporate wrestling does not work unless these corporation heads know nothing about wrestling. Probably don't give a shit about wrestling aside from the paycheck it earns, and are only going to complicate things further with their own particular whatever standards and practices they might have, their own rules, etc. So at the same time, no, I don't want a big corporation to buy WWE. It's a big corporation now itself, but it still has that kind of independent thing where it has to answer to itself and its shareholders, not some corporate overlord.
Yeah. If anything, I would want like I said Vince is gonna die in his office working. I've said that multiple times. I believe it. That's how he's gonna die. They're gonna find him dead in his office, working his ass off. I would. Do I want it to be sold? No. Like I would love for Steph and Triple H to take over. as soon as possible. I would love a different management thing. Even if Vince still owns it, I want him to be that shadow figure that has nothing to do with it. Just collect your fucking paycheck and you're fine. Is that ever gonna happen? Hell no. Hell no. But that's what I would like. You know, I would like for it to stay within that family of the McMahons.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, like, let's say once Vince dies or once he sells the company, there's a lot of history on that name. You know, um, what happens to the stock? What happens to everybody that owns a piece of WWE? Like, people are gonna get fucking scared. You know, like I think it was right before the whole virus, where everybody just started selling stock. And I'm not talking just WWE, but different companies. Like,
Yeah.
it was just like people were freaking out, you know. And I feel like something as fragile as the wrestling industry, it could take a really bad hit. So.
For sure.
Man, hell,
Like,
we're still that selling stock right now. Kevin Dunn recently sold quite a decent amount of his stock.
Yeah,
No
we were
time
just
or
talking
whatever.
about that.
I saw that. I didn't read into it though.
Oh, we still got a shitload more, but
okay.
he made like $1.5 million. He made a good chunk of money off of it.
But like, to people like that, is it like $1 million a lot?
I don't know.
Like, how much is stock worth in WWE right now? Maybe like $40.
Yeah, it was like 45.
Yeah, 45, 46 in that area.
And he made $1 million?
Yeah.
I guess. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Shitty no.
Sad thing is, he still has enough stock to basically have a decent amount of control in the company and continue to fuck things. But that's Kevin Dunn.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Well, I got a lot of.
Something.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Do you guys like this new Candice LeRae look?
Dude, you're so against it, aren't you?
Dude, it's hideous.
Yeah.
So
I got a neutral on the look. I like the way she's been presented. I like her and Johnny's interactions together and such. The look, I'm just kind of eh.
Yeah, the last. Oh, go ahead.
Like I said, the ring gear look is okay.
Yeah.
It's her look when she's not in ring gear. I guess that's what I have a problem with. The presentation when she's going to the ring is pretty cool. The pixie poison, but that promo scene they did having dinner last week was freaking weird.
Dude,
I mean, it was a good promo.
It was, right?
Yeah. It was good and weird.
It kind of reminded me like they're trying to go for another whole Fiend type deal where it's like two different personalities.
Kinda. And it makes sense. But she looked hideous.
I just thought she was trying to be pre or post Riot Squad Liv Morgan and Riot Squad Liv Morgan at the same time. Two different entities.
Yeah, but she can actually talk.
Oh yeah, good point.
Weird. She's from the Indies and can talk.
That doesn't happen. Just ask all the WWE apologists out there that shit on the Indies without ever having seen a full match.
No. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm sorry to get us off that stock talk, but
no. I think we were done with that anyways.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Stocks cause my things like math and numbers cause my eyes to glaze over as an English major. So, yeah.
We're talking.
Yeah, we do. We do have some more Vince McMahon stuff. So, did you guys watch SmackDown? And if not, did you at least see Vince show up at the end of the Triple H blowjob, as I like to call it, segment where everyone just kind of verbally blew Triple H for being great for 25 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched a 5-minute or maybe 6-minute clip of it on YouTube. Like,
what the hell? Vince just basically came out, shit on the segment, shit on about how much it sucked, and it's just like, is that really how you want us to get the segment, or want to get the segment over to people by pointing out it's terrible, even though I kind of thought it was funny?
It makes sense though, right? Like, like we bitch about Raw, we bitch about SmackDown, and then out comes Vince and delivers this promo, I guess, and you're kind of like, this is How long was it? Like 9-10 minutes?
The whole segment as a whole was like 20 minutes. It
Like,
went through. It had a commercial break in the middle of it.
okay, yeah, but like the whole thing, it's kind of like if you want to explain WWE to somebody right now, just have them watch it, and they're gonna end up with what the fuck, and that's Raw, that's SmackDown, because that's Vince. It makes sense. It makes sense that he
Yep.
didn't know what the fuck he was doing, because that's how it came off. Like,
Oh yeah, it definitely sounded like he forgot every single line he was supposed to say.
dude, I don't even think he had lines.
Well,
I think he
did
went.
lines, but
I think he went out there and just tried to shoot the shit and
yeah.
realized how fucking stupid halfway, and he's kind of like, fuck, what am I gonna do? Because apparently they even
Yeah.
cut a lot of it out because it was pre-recorded.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like, how do you watch that and allow it to go live, especially if it's pre-recorded?
Because maybe he gave up, like we think, reports.
He's fucking
He's
losing
gone
it.
mad.
He's fucking losing it.
Oh, speaking of Vince losing it, that's apparently exactly the word from how he's been to interact with backstage ever since the XFL went bankrupt. Apparently, he's been pretty hard to deal with.
Yeah.
Who knew? I guess losing a lucrative business would probably do that to me too. So I am going to cut him some slack on this one.
Yeah, the XFL, I guess going under or whatever. That sucked, right? Because I was excited for it. Habes, I think you were watching it too, right?
It was very good highlights.
Yeah,
I actually enjoyed the little bit I saw it. I don't even watch football, so
yeah, it wasn't bad. It didn't shut down because it sucked. It's just one of those things that it didn't work out, especially with everything that's been going on. And then how long has the XFL talks were going on for? Just to be shut down within such a short amount of time. That's gonna fuck with somebody. I don't care who the hell you are. And apparently it got to Vince, so and then we're seeing what's happening to him on Raw.
Losing his shit.
Press that. You mean losing his good shit?
That ain't good shit. He lost his good shit a long time ago. This is the rest of it.
Yeah. However, there is someone that he does think is good shit. There's a guy I saw him in a job match by the name of what was it again? Carl Bloom.
These fucking segues, dude. These are so good.
I wish I could say that I had them all written out, but it's just I don't know, demonic possession, I guess.
Yeah. So who knows who Carl Bloom is?
Dude, okay. First off, his name is Kale.
Oh, Cal Bloom. That was it. Sorry.
What is it?
Kale. C-A-L.
Cal?
Yeah. Cal Bloom.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I threw an R in there.
But
well, for starters, that ring name has to change. That's just, I don't know.
I'm sure he'll be Dennis McHutchinson before too long.
And then just Dennis.
Yeah, or McHut.
Cut.
But yeah, Cal Bloom is the son of Wayne Bloom, who WWF fans would probably know best as. Now I don't remember whether he was Bo or Blake Beverly because it's really hard to keep them keep them separate. But yeah, he was one half of the Beverly Brothers, also one half of the. Oh, I'm gonna look it up again. It was the Wrecking Crew, I think, or. I'd written about this on my SmackDown review too, so you'd think I'd remember it, but it's my SmackDown review, so I try to forget that, or even by the time I'm done posting it, usually. Yeah, he was in the AWA. They were part of the second coming of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, and then there were also the Destruction Crew. I was him and he was partners with Mean Mike Enos, who WCW fans might know as a jobber.
Okay, what I know him as is first he was a jobber just wearing normal pants, and then 2 years later he was a jobber wearing pants with the thing to cover his belly that extended up.
Actually, Mike Enos is notable for two things. First of all, he was one of the ones in the ring when Scott Hall first invaded WCW. It was Mike Enos versus one of the guys from Well Done. Yeah, that was another terrible WWF gimmick. And the other notable thing was that he teamed up with Dick Slater, and that was hilarious because you had a guy named Dirty Dick teaming with a guy whose last name sounded like anus. Let that sink in for a moment.
Now, wasn't Dirty Dick Slater like really old compared to Mikey? Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely. So Wayne Bloom was Mike Enos's partner, and this Cal Bloom is Wayne's son. I haven't seen anything
goddamn son of a pig farmer.
I haven't seen anything from him aside from jobbing out, but apparently VKM was all about the guy, which is kind of shocking because he didn't look like a golden Greek god with a ton of beef.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah. So Vince is. I guess he saw him at the tapings for the match, the squash match he had, and he's like, he said like, I like this guy, and apparently that's something that Vince rarely does. But even the coaches at the performance centers are very high on him too. So it depends how 2-3 years down the line we'll see where he's at.
Yeah, how tall was he?
I don't know. He seemed like an average dude.
Like 6'2"-ish, 6'4"-ish, or?
Yeah, I saw the picture and I'm kind of like, really?
No. Yeah, he didn't really seem impressive to me, but I'm not an insane elderly billionaire, so what do I know? Okay, bigger than I thought. He's 6'5".
Oh shit! All right.
Although he's only 200. He's only 255 pounds for being 6'5", so take that how you will.
6'5", holy shit, okay.
Yeah, it's good to see that Vince is giving love to the one second generation wrestler, because he sure didn't have love for another. If you were ever wondering whether the B team would show back up on our WWE shows, no.
Press F.
Press F for fired for Curtis.
Fired.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got to see the Genesis of McGillicuddy, and I guess going by our Bible references, this is the Revelations of McGillicuddy.
Revelations.
I mean, do you think he's gonna show up anywhere else?
I mean, if the NWA doesn't take him, then I doubt it.
That's the only place I see him going to is Power, especially with his style and then just the way he looks.
Yeah. Of course, his inability to cut a very good promo might hurt him there.
True. The one thing I see is the Harley Race like connection. So NWA would be pretty good because you got shit. What's the guy that put the bucket of chicken on his back and rode it through Ethiopia?
Oh, Trevor Murdoch.
Trevor Murdoch there, yeah. They're old training buddies. And then but also you have Beer City Bruiser and Ring of Honor. They're also we're all training buddies before they made it anywhere, working at Harley's. So yeah, I got a feeling he could go to Ring of Honor. Just I don't know. They kind of have more older guys, kind of. Not necessarily retired.
Wherever he goes, I just hope to God they let him call himself Joe Hennig finally.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Or does Vince have Hennig trademark as well?
Ooh. Good one. No, but I read this today. People are like, oh, how'd they not figure out a way how to use them? Well, shit, they put the IC title on him. They had him managed by Paul Heyman, and he beat Triple H a shitload of times. I think they tried.
Yeah. Had to tag, but didn't him and Bo have the tag titles at one point, or were they just jobbers? I can never remember.
They won the titles. It
was after Miz got traded to SmackDown.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. They even had a really good thing with the Social Outcasts before that got broken up because of reasons.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Adam Rose.
That faction. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, let's hope they're not holding on that Hennig trademark, because we've seen some other interesting trademark developments from the WWE as of late. So apparently they are, for one, they're going after those WCW trademark names that AEW has been using. So what show did they do? Was it Bash at the Beach they were using, or Great American Bash? One or the other?
I think it was Bash at the Beach, or they tried to use it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I know the AEW fanboys that hate the WWE, the ones that are really far up AEW's ass, are gonna be all like, cry, that's not fair, cry foul. It's like they can actually theoretically make money off those trademarks. They came by those trademarks by when they bought WCW. It's perfectly in their right to do this. It's perfectly fair. Fuck off.
Like, I get it. Like, the names that they're going after are the ones that Dusty did, right? Like,
yeah.
you have Dustin and you have Cody in AEW, and I understand you want to like continue what your dad did, but continue it in your own fucking way. Stop trying to dig into WCW for shit. Stop trying to dig into your dad for shit. Like, grow your own shit. Like, don't turn this into WCW Part 2. Don't turn this into the next TNA, because that's what it's looking like, you know?
Don't make the same mistakes as your father, Cody.
Yeah, and like it's crazy. And then it's just like him, like the Cole going after the Rhodes thing. That makes sense, right? Because that's your fucking name. That makes sense.
That was just petty on the WWE.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't like they could have monetarily gained from keeping the name Rhodes, unless they like tried to give someone else that gimmick. Haha, this guy looks like Dusty Rhodes. Let's make him Dusty Rhodes too. Haha, goddamn. I'm smart.
Exactly. Like, if they want to put somebody in fucking polka dots and fucking call them who are you talking about? Cal Bloom? Fucking Cal Rhodes, you know? Put him in polka dots. Awesome. Like, if you're gonna, like, that's the biggest fuck you to Cody. That's complete bullshit. But, like, the pay-per-view names, like, things, like, just do something else, man.
Do something else, or, like, negotiate with the WWE to buy them or something. Do it legit. Don't just fucking take the names because you think you can.
I don't know. Like, I wouldn't even want them to actually use it.
I don't know. He's got that Tony Khan money, though, so I'd be okay with that.
Somebody has to tell these guys no on a lot of the shit that they're trying to do, and nobody has done it yet. Hopefully,
I don't think they have that guy, that no guy. You know, just say, hey, calm your shit.
Yeah, like, calm your fucking tits. You know, like, they need that one person. And I think you're right. They don't have it because, like, as good as how AEW's been, a lot of the shit that they're trying to push is not working. I saw somebody post a thing on Reddit about talking about Cody's matches, how they're like overproduced as shit, and they gave examples for like 3 matches, and I'm like, holy shit, I never noticed it. Like, at one point he had 2 different managers.
Yeah.
Like, it's never like a clean finish with him, and I'm kind of like, oh shit, I didn't never notice this. And then once they put it to light, it's kind of like, okay.
Yeah, even this past week against Darby Allin, I think Brandy had to take a hit.
Yeah, like, come on. Anyways, whatever. What are we talking about?
That's what I'm saying. Like I said last week, when Cody can get his last name back, Brandy doesn't have to be on TV. Maybe we can get better shit.
Yeah, tell that to Brandy, because she's definitely not going to agree with that. Well, Brian Last always says, she has to find a way.
You know, one thing I did do like about AEW that I noticed, I watched last week's episode, I haven't watched this week's yet. They use a lot of cool roll-ups as finishing maneuvers. Darby Allin does one.
Yeah, Darby Allin was using the Last Supper, I think it's called, that leg lock where the opponent either has to take the submission or get rolled up into a pin with it.
Yeah, and then I saw Orange Cassidy beat whoever he beat last week with it.
As a spoiler alert, Cody actually beat Darby Allin this week by countering the coffin drop into, I think, a crucifix roll up.
Yeah, it looked lazy as shit, but in theory it sounds cool. But no, I like.
Because that crucifix roll is weak shit anyway. So
yeah, it's better than a distraction roll up of doom.
Oh yeah, especially with the way the WWE does it, where the guy's practically standing up perfectly straight and there's absolutely no leverage or pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this is on the run sheet either, but I'm gonna have to take a quick look at the terms again. But it looks like the WWE are going after some of the former Revival's trademarks as well.
Yeah, they're going after FTR. They're going after Say Yeah. There's
no flips, just fists.
Yeah,
I think was the other one.
Yeah. Some of the Say Yeah, the FTR, those don't make sense. I guess the no flips just fist one that makes sense because it's.
Well, the Say Yeah kind of makes sense. It was part of their theme song. The WWE owns that theme song, so why not?
I mean, yeah, but
the only thing with FTR is they like had it on their gear all the time. Yeah, they stole T-shirts like that too.
Like,
yeah, that's true.
Like when they try to do like for the Say Yeah, right? Like it reminds me of when Paris Hilton tried to do It's Hot, and the judge kind of just like laughed at her face, like you can't do that shit. Like it's too common, you know.
When Donald Trump tried to get your fired trademark.
Yeah, shit like that. Like that's stupid. So I think the only one is the no flips just fist one. I think that's the only one that could probably happen. But at that point, like, what are you gonna do with it? Like, just keep it off to the side? Because if
they're gonna say yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Eli Drake should be the one to try to file a trademark for Say Yeah. He doesn't. He doesn't
Dummy, yeah. I wonder if Impact has dummy trademark because he doesn't say dummy anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Going back to the FTR thing, I don't know if you guys watch Being the Elite, but they were.
I was actually just about to bring that up.
Oh yeah, they were teased on. It was teased on it. It like goes to the sky, and on the sky says FTR, and you don't got to be a fucking genius to put 2 and 2 together and know what that means. So
yeah, fuck the Rona.
Oh shit, that's good.
Oh, that works too.
That works, yeah.
Did you guys, speaking of being the elite, did you guys watch BTE 200 where they had like that match?
Yeah.
Fuck. Was it good? Because I meant to watch it today and then that didn't happen.
It was good in terms of like bullshit, barely wrestling, but cinematic fun.
All right.
It also featured them recreating "I'm Sorry, I Love You" super kick.
Spoilers.
Well, okay, the super kick part wasn't a spoiler because there's going to be at least 6 million of those every second.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's see. We mentioned Curtis Axel being gone. He is not the only one. Mr. McMahon has axed one of his 2 stooges, as we see Gerald Briscoe getting shit canned. This week.
I like how you call him a stooge because that's exactly how I remember him.
Same here. That's why I also say Mr. McMahon.
Yeah, like I remember him from like I think the 90s where he was getting his ass kicked to I want to say Stone Cold. That could be wrong.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, he was just like a lackey, right? Or at least to me. I know previously he was a wrestler too, but
a freaking NWA Tag Team Champion.
Yeah, like I just know him from being a lackey to Vince McMahon.
Him and Pat Patterson being Vince's lackeys, and they were so amazing in that role too.
Him and Pat Patterson had like the highest rated segment on Raw for like ever. Well, for a long time.
Wasn't there a tuxedo match?
I think it was against like the Shane McMahon's guys, the Mean Street Posse or whatever.
That was it.
And it was like the highest rated 15-minute, whatever the fucking rating segment. Bullshit is. segment. Yeah.
But he was also like one of the guys that knew about the screw job before it happened too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy was like pretty big.
But how much
didn't he offer to teach Sean some whole? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just sorry. I was like, how much has he even been doing the last 20 years?
Shit, we don't know. He's doing everything behind the scenes, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if he's still agenting or what he's been doing back.
Yeah,
behind the scenes.
What else did I read about him? He's the one that like brought in Brock Lesnar, I think.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Still, motherfucker.
I'm not discrediting what he's did. I'm just like, what has he done lately? Like, just being on the payroll. Like, so many people were like so butthurt and upset. Oh, fire one of his longtime employees. Just like, but what was he doing? You know.
Besides, I mean, he's a backstage personnel. There's a chance it could just be a furloughing, and he gets brought back after this is over anyway.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Has he even been on the road though? Like, I have no idea.
I have no fucking clue. Honestly, I don't. I didn't even actually realize he was still employed with them, to be honest.
Well, yeah, like, I don't know. Maybe once I like binge all my like podcasts I do every weekend, maybe I'll learn something. We'll see.
We'll see. I don't even know what there is to learn, so I guess we'll see. We also got word that Sarah Logan, even though she's been released and hasn't been re-signed, apparently the WWE is going to be using her some more.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah.
It's weird. Obviously they have their like 90 days of no compete, but I guess the original plan was to bring her in for God damn it, the Viking Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always forget what name they're going by, and I know that hasn't been switched in forever, so that's on me. But like, the plans was for her to like be alongside them for a little bit. Then she got released, and apparently those plans are still possible, which I guess is great for her. But after 90 days, like, what happens? Do you bring her back, or do you just let her go? So
yeah, exactly.
But then again, it's WWE, and they don't think more than fucking 5 minutes ahead.
Yeah, this is the same company that fired Drake Maverick while he was still in the middle of a tournament, or letting him finish out that tournament, or using his emotional crying about being fired speech as part of a storyline, but have supposedly not re-signed him. So, question mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, he picked up a win this week too.
Yeah, that's right. He beat was it Tony Nese he beat?
Yes.
Jeez.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that tournament's kind of weird to me. Like, I think everybody has a loss now.
Yeah, round robin, baby.
They have the 50-50 parody booking, baby. Like, Alkio the Phantasma go over strong and then lose to Isaiah Swerve Scott, who had lost his first match. Although, like, it is nice to see Killshot finally get a win over King Cuerno.
Damn, that's throwing it back.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah, like, it's weird because I feel like they figured out, like, hey, we could do a different type of tournament. It doesn't have to be brackets, round robin, and then somebody just watched maybe like the first half of like a New Japan tournament, and they're like, oh, we get it, and but then like everybody has a loss, and I'm kind of like, what the fuck? Like, no, you need at least one of them to go undefeated into like the final bout. But that's just me personally.
Preferably a big heel. You guys build up undefeated, and then you look at the other side, hoping for that babyface hope that can make it through and actually beat them.
Yeah, like who lost?
Everyone.
No. This week.
Everyone, yeah. Didn't Tozawa lose a match? No, that was on Raw.
That was on Raw. He lost
like a minute.
Yeah, who did he against? He lost
Jinder
against Jinder.
Goddamn Mahal.
Yeah, Jinder showed up, fucking, and
Jinder Mahunk. Get it right,
up.
guys.
Jinder showed up, and they did the right thing. They put him over somebody that he should be able to beat, but knows how to take a defeat. Because Tozawa, even in defeat, he looks good.
Yeah.
It helps that he's small as shit. And
Ginger's at his best when he can throw around smaller guys and just toss them with a reckless abandon.
It also looks like he's off the roids, man. He's all cleaned up.
Yeah, he looks solid as shit though. Like he looks healthy, jacked. I smell another title run, brother.
Hell no. Maybe if they have some India shows like
that's what I was about to say.
But there's no way he's gonna get like his next roof is probably what is it? The U.S. title that's on Raw?
No, dude, you have to be Mexican.
Yeah, that's right.
Mysterio.
Dude, Raw
just has to think you're Rey Mysterio.
Those matches on Raw are probably like the best fucking thing ever. Like you have Andrade going in there twice, and then you have Garza. What happened to Garza's cousin? Is he injured?
I think so.
Or did Vince just finally forget about Carrillo?
Yeah, I think both. I think he's injured and Vince forgot about him.
That sucks. Those were like some good matches going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good shit. Speaking of that faction, what do you guys think? Zelina Vega's pretty much been like the MVP of Raw the last couple of weeks.
Yes, she's always been fucking MVP. Like, thank God they're giving her more mic time. But the way they're presenting her, I don't like how they're presenting Andrade and the other two guys because it kind of feels like they're jobbers.
Oh, they're basically Sami Zayn's faction, but on Raw.
Yeah,
they lose every single match except title matches.
Exactly right. Hopefully that changes how they're presenting them in their matches because, like the Cruz match, everybody's talking about Cruz this and that, and I'm all like, Andrade carried that fucking match a lot.
Yep.
Like, I know the injury's kayfabe, but I think it's the right fucking move.
Yeah.
I have.
Pretty much. Speaking of more Raw things, though, if you did watch Andrade wrestle 2 matches on Raw this week, you would have gotten to hear Samoa Joe on commentary and not Jerry the racist Lawler.
That's basically it. I think it's because of his racist comment, but he showed up at the end of it.
Yeah, he showed up to moderate the contract signing at the end, but I guess there's no chance of him calling racist moves during the middle of that, I guess.
Okay, before we move on forward with this thing. So, Raw, 3 hours, right? Do you think this is the time to drop that shit back down to 2?
I don't think they can.
Why can't they?
Yes, exactly. I don't know if they can.
Why?
Their contract. They probably have to wait until their contract with USA Network gets renegotiated before they could ask to have it get dropped to 2 hours as part of that contract negotiation, if I had to guess.
Because, like, the 3rd hour, it was a contract negotiations, and it was... I just talked about him. Andrade versus Cruz, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. That last hour wasn't bad, but the fact that it's 3 hours, it's a lot to go through.
It's also an interesting thing for people that like to study the ratings. Have you ever looked at like a graph of the WWE's ratings spike over the years? It's kind of interesting and telling. The first time we had a big on the most part, the ratings have been dropping pretty steadily since 2001. There's 2 particular points where the ratings took a big drop. The first was in 2001 after WrestleMania, when Austin turned heel, and then the botched invasion happened. Which, that was one of the dumbest things ever. Interestingly enough, the other big ratings drop happened in 2014, and I believe it came around the time that Raw went up to 3 hours.
Yeah, it's too much wrestling. Like now, I have to watch Raw on Hulu. Is SmackDown on Hulu as well? Will that be on Hulu?
Yeah,
it should be. Yeah, I haven't looked for it there myself.
Yeah, like
Hulu's weird in Canada.
Yeah, like I have to watch Raw on Hulu now, and it's only an hour and 30 minutes, and I'm like, thank fucking God, I could run through that like easily, you know. But like I remember like having to wait for Raw to like be an hour ahead, so I could just like skip through it because a lot of the times I'm kind of like, holy shit. But yeah, the Hulu thing, they cut a lot of the fat. I'm for it. I'm like, I should have been watching it like this a long time ago. The only thing that
I did for a long time. Now I'm just over it, but
And
for a long time.
now I watch Raw in YouTube clip form.
No, like for a good 3 years or 5 years, I was watching Raw on Hulu. Just I wasn't gonna watch the full thing.
yeah, dude, I might go intern route and just watch it on clips. I feel like that's the next thing, you know?
Yeah, I've just been watching SmackDown with clips and then looking at intern's review. It's good shit.
That's good shit. Of course, SmackDown does feel like it's 18 hours sometimes, but yeah,
usually. Yeah, usually takes me longer to read the review than it does to watch the clips.
Yeah, who knew? It's like I'm wordy or something. I don't know where anyone would get that idea.
How long is this quarantine going to be? The quarantine, the intern SmackDown review.
Dude, post it. That's a good one.
I will. I'll put something together tomorrow.
But yeah, so it was good to see Samoa Joe back, and as much as I'd like to see him in the ring, I like him as a commentator. I'd kind of like him as a guy that does the commentary but still wrestles as a part-time attraction, even just for his own fucking health and safety.
Yeah, dude, he's always injured.
Yeah. Now, as you say part-time attraction, you mean like Jerry Lawler part-time attraction that we've seen over the last forever?
No, because I don't want to compare him to Jerry Lawler in any way whatsoever. Plus, for anyone that was around when Jerry.
First death of intern. Do we think like Samoa Joe could be our like SmackDown commentator for the next 15, 20 years? Or Raw. Like could be that voice. Or do you think he still wants to work just as a contract?
I think if you use him sparingly, like I know a lot of people didn't like this, but I remember the Royal Rumble where it was, who was it? It was Michael Cole. It was it Bradshaw? It was Cole, somebody else, and I want to say Booker T, where they were like the Rumble happened and they just like got out of their announcing or their commentary, you see, and they had the wrestling gear underneath it and they jumped into the Rumble. I could see that for Samoa Joe, you know?
Yeah, Booker T used to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, like that was fucking hilarious to me. I thought that was great. That was good shit for me. Like
I remember the first time I saw that was actually Jerry Lawler. He was doing commentary. He gets up, goes into the ring for his Rumble spot, gets knocked out of the ring immediately. He goes back to the commentary.
Yeah, like that to me is funny, but like with Joe, you could take a more serious approach. Throw him into a Rumble. There's a battle royale going on Raw on Raw, and have him become one of the participants for a little bit. It's great, you know, and people are gonna mark for that shit because it's fucking Samoa Joe. It's not Jerry Lawler. It's not Michael Cole. It's somebody that has a wrestling experience that's good, and people like him for it.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And then if you keep him on commentary, he is like fucking amazing at that job.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and he has the knowledge.
Yeah.
I want him to do. I don't know if you guys watched TNA during these times, but it was Booker T and Kevin Nash. Was it Kevin Nash? I forgot, but when they were commentators, they had like a different persona on TNA, and they would commentate, and then they would commentate during their matches.
Yeah, that's right.
Like that could be something for Joe. You know, like he goes into the ring, beats some fucking jobber down while he's like commentating his own match. Like
again, funny enough, the first time I saw that was Jerry Lawler. He did that one during his early run in the WWE.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I only know that from podcasts, but yeah, Joe would be sick. I forgot where I was going with it. Never mind.
Whatever they do is, if they're going to use him as a part-time attraction, I hope they don't use him the same way they used Cain Velasquez in that role, because that didn't work out well for Cain, did it?
Yeah,
one
lots
match
of
and then gone.
lots of injuries.
Yeah.
I'd rather see him do shit in Mexico instead. He seemed like
Kind
they actually let him do what he wanted.
I mean, he's got that in with Conan anyway, so
I mean, he's injured right now, right?
yeah.
Yeah, like him being released, it's a smart move because he's injured, so you're not gonna do anything, and then
Yep.
you could get out of that contract, go for it, right? Um, but to think that once he's healthy, once all of this is over, he won't come back. I don't. I see him coming back. Um, yeah, it's bullshit that they don't allow him to wrestle. They want to keep him in that MMA role.
Yeah.
If he were to go to Mexico or go somewhere else, I could totally see them or see him doing what he wants to do. But if he wants to do that MMA character with WWE and get paid shit tons of money, let him do it.
Actually, what got me about his run into WWE wasn't even just that they wouldn't let him wrestle; it's that they portrayed him as this no hable English type guy. When like, I never fucking heard him being interviewed. Dude speaks perfectly good English.
Yeah, I think the only one that's allowed to speak perfect English is Rey Mysterio. Cause even Angel Garza, I feel like they dumbed him down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like they told him like, hey, God, I don't want to sound racist. How do I say this?
Okay, this isn't me being racist, but this is something Vince McMahon actually said when Carlito first showed up and he was doing his bit. McMahon kind of liked his act, but he told him to, and I quote, "Spick it up."
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I feel like that's what they told Angel Garza. Like, could you like bring out the Latino a little bit more? Like, get that accent in there.
Heartthrob.
Yeah.
They told him to double down on the heartthrob bullshit.
Yeah.
But back to Cain Velasquez. I've never seen him as that big of a draw in the wrestling world. I don't know. That might just be me.
No, no, me neither. I mean, I as a fan of the UFC, there was value to me in having that Brock Kane match just because of their history in a completely different sport. But at the same time, you know who's not going to give a shit about that? Your average wrestling fan that doesn't watch the UFC.
And
me.
Which is a huge group of them. You know?
And like they already burned through the Cain Velasquez Brock Lesnar match anyway.
That happened at Saudi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happened at one of those.
Yep, it was at one of the Saudi Blood Money shows.
Blood Money.
I think it was the same one that Tyson Fury fought at too.
Must have been good shit. That might have been the one I just didn't watch.
Is Tyson Fury still under contract?
I'm not even sure on what
because that wouldn't be surprising me if he's the next one out.
Yeah.
Is he even under contract, or was he like?
No, that's why I asked. I'm like, is he under contract?
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I mean, he's still working boxing matches, so maybe not. I feel like he was if he was under contract, the WWE would not let him be doing that.
Well, like, wasn't that boxing match he had like his first match back after a couple of years? Like, I think
so.
I think the WWE thing was just to get his name back out there.
For all I know, though, I think they just threw a crap ton of money at him to do that one appearance. And, yeah.
All right.
But hey, on the plus side of if anyone else want into WWE, if you're a worker and you want to join Kane in being released, apparently it's really easy to do right now. The word backstage is that WWE is releasing anyone that wants to go.
Now, is it anyone, or is it like?
Oh man, I would kill to have John Cena and Roman Reigns. People like that go to the fence like, "Hey dog, I want out."
Yeah, see, like I don't see WWE being like, yeah, okay, see you later, Roman Reigns. I don't see that shit at all.
God no.
Go ahead.
I'm thinking on a lesser scale, but I think it's like a double-edged sword. It's like anyone that wants a release, ask for your release, but it's also like say like a Sasha Banks would do it. They'd be like, nope, you're back in the doghouse kind of thing. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But then, if you really don't matter, they'll be like, oh, we're going to keep you because, like, out of respect or some bullshit. Like, maybe like Joe Hennig. And then he's like, oh, no, let me go. And they're like, okay. And they'll save a couple million. Something like that.
See, like, yeah, like if I like Cesaro, right? If you were to come up, like, if you were to go up, like, I want a release, I could see that happening, right?
Yeah.
But like the higher
the
up,
doghouse, like the doghouse thing, or getting released.
no, getting released. Like Vince already made it clear that he's not a fan of Cesaro.
Yeah, that 2014 Austin podcast sure as hell made that clear.
Yeah, like the whole Sasha. That's a different way to think it. I never really thought about that. Damn, I didn't even think about like that. That's a good. It's like a trap, right?
Yeah.
Like he's
Yeah,
trapping
kind of like
them.
a trap.
Yeah.
Because then at that point, like, you got to think about the future. Like, let's say Sasha Banks has like a year on her contract and she goes up to WWE and is like, hey, I want to be released. The next year is going to be shit for her. Especially if, like, that, especially if that type of thinking is what they're trying to do right now. Because I forgot which wrestler got that left, and it was WWE asking like, "What would it take to keep you?" And it's one of those things where like you shouldn't be waiting until the last fucking second to try to keep your talent happy, right?
Oh, like Brody Lee.
Yeah,
most recently.
Yeah, like this is one of those things where like you should be keeping them happy throughout their contract, right? So at the end of the contract, they willingly want to resign, not resign just because of the money. Because at this point, like I feel a lot of the wrestlers in this industry, it's not about the money anymore, especially with WWE, because you could get it somewhere else, right? You open up your own freaking t-shirt shop on PWTs. You travel the globe, going from promotion to promotion to promotion. You could probably make more than what you're making in WWE and be treated a lot better and be happier with it, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, that's pretty much what like Enzo and Cass have said. Like, shoot, I only need to work so many dates, and like maybe they're not making the same money, but they're like, well, I saved some of that money, and if I just do this, it's better on my body.
no, exactly, because like before, like the and it was a couple months ago. Somebody said that WrestleMania is not what WrestleMania used to be, right? And I could see that with a lot of these wrestlers, the newer wrestlers, where it's like the goal is no longer to main event WrestleMania or be at WrestleMania. The goal is to be able to walk at the end of your fucking career, to not have so many concussions at the end of the year, and still live well enough to like support yourself. So like with a lot of these wrestlers that are walking away, they don't care about the money. They don't care about WrestleMania anymore. That old stigma of WWE being top of the pyramid is not there anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
So like Sasha Banks asking to leave just to be thrown into the doghouse, that shows like it fucks over Sasha Banks for a year, but it shows every other wrestler what kind of company WWE is, right? And if you're happy with just making money, like who was it? Like Leo Rush. I felt like he was just in WWE for the cash.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's even started to say that like even though he's like 25 or 24, like he doesn't expect to be wrestling in 10 years, He was just like it was his passion. Now he's like wanting to make his money, and now he's just kind of his passions has.
Or that is the most obvious example, Brock Lesnar, who is literally only in it for the money.
I mean, do you blame him? Look at that!
Sure.
Look at that schedule that they give him.
I know. If I could make even like 1/100th of that money for that amount of work days, I'd just be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, like look at Rey Mysterio. Homeboy is injured as shit. His body will give up tomorrow if it can't, you know.
Yeah.
But he's working week in, week out, and it's kind of like, for what purpose, man? Like, do you really want to live the rest of your life in wheelchair?
Especially where he's already had how many surgeries on his knees and other parts of
Exactly.
his body.
Yeah, man. Like Hunter is smart as shit. He wrestles what, once a year?
Yeah.
He's on the Undertaker
schedule. Yeah.
Schedule. Thank you.
Yeah. Triple H is doing it right.
Definitely, man. He's been doing it right.
Smartest man in the business, apparently.
That's not wrong.
It's not.
But yeah, with all this talk of people who've been fired from the WWE, we've also heard some things about people that we'd already reported as being fired. Keith Slater apparently received some bad news from Cody about possibly going to AEW.
Yeah, some fan asked Cody, or somebody asked Cody, I forgot where it was.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about bringing in Heath Slater? And Cody just said no. Which, does it surprise me? Yes, the way he put it. Overall, no. But also, Heath Slater seems like an NWA guy. Easily.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Easily.
Well,
easily.
Here's the thing. You bring Heath Slater in, he's like your third largest guy on the roster. Do you really want him to be, like, no offense to him, but are you going to build him like as important as Jack Swagger? He's not that much smaller than Jack Swagger. You know what I mean? Or Jake Hager. But then again, you also have AEW can't take everyone, and AEW might also not be in the business to try and hire anyone at the moment. I mean, they don't even get they don't have other people even in for their shows, nor do they even get them all on.
I guess the question is, how close of friends are you to Cody, Bucks, or Omega? That'll probably determine whether you get hired right now.
Yeah,
but also you got to keep in mind AEW doesn't tour, so they don't even need to fill house show cards and shit like that. Yet, that might all change.
Yeah, like who is it? Like Zack Ryder is the one that is supposedly being tied in with AEW right now, because they're using this.
Yeah, he's really good friends with Cody.
Yeah, he's really good friends with Cody, and they're already using the same person that does the licensings for stuff. And apparently that's enough to tie him in with AEW. But like at this point, I feel like Zack Ryder has been buried enough where, like, to me, he doesn't matter.
Yeah. Actually, I do have one good use for Zack Ryder in AEW. Dark is a YouTube-only show, right? Zack Ryder will bring back that Internet Championship.
He did
that
trademark.
As an AEW Dark title.
That's really good.
Well, even like James Ellsworth before had that intergender title. Like, he could use that internet title all across the indies and make big money.
Oh, it's better than the showing his dick to 16-year-olds title.
Jesus.
It's popular right
now. Jesus.
It's but a dream.
No,
on the nose.
But I would like to see Matt Cardona in AEW. I don't know what he would be doing, but dude's got a body of a star. I'm sure they could figure something out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's at least one other former WWE person here. Is gonna find that I had it in front of me. Oh, that's right. Speaking of possible trademarks, does the name Sex Ferguson mean anything to you guys?
Yeah, it's Doc Gallows, right?
Yep. Yeah, one of his old almost jokey gimmicks, which of course was mirrored as Tex Ferguson in the Southpaw videos.
Have you guys been listening to Talking Shop?
No, I haven't. I need to start that.
Have there been new ones?
Oh yeah, dude. There's they pump out a couple a week. They've been pretty.
Oh jeez.
Pretty hilarious. Yeah, and they're only like 30-ish minutes, so you can burn through them quick.
Nice. I'll have to check that out.
It's pretty funny shit. And I didn't ever listen to any of the original Talking Shops, but I'm just being a total fanboy with the new ones because whenever they are on any kind of interview thing, I've always thought that the Good Brothers were hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that they are, and they were. I did listen to the original Talking Shops, and like, holy shit, Gallows especially would just have me falling out of my chair laughing.
Yeah, I usually listen to it when I'm at work. It's good shit. Who? Oh. There it is. Who? There. Okay, I'm done.
So there we go. I guess if Gallows and Anderson don't go back in New Japan, Gallows could fall back on being Sex Ferguson somehow. Sex Ferguson's got to show up on the in the NWA, right?
I think that would be more like in America, a US type deal. I think he will go back to New Japan or Japan in general, and he would stay with his Doc Gallows stuff. But I think out here he's gonna go for more of a comedy gimmick.
No, yeah, for sure.
It's money.
It's money. Well, he joked about
with Chris Jericho over the fact that go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say he jokes that he's gonna go on a indie world tour when Carl Anderson retires in 10 years or something like that.
Nice. I was to say I could see him going to AEW because he might be pissed off about the fact that Chris Jericho has the nerve to call his new tag team as Sammy Guevara less sex gods.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Can't be more sex than Sex Ferguson.
Yeah, I don't think they'll go to All Elite Wrestling. It'd be good, but
I don't know, man. So another thing that's going on right now, Marty Scurll had an interview, or he did a podcast. It was the first Ring of Honor podcast, I think, and I think they talked about the possibilities of them working with AEW. And he was really for it, that he just says that he's waiting they're just waiting for the perfect time to do it, right? At that point, like, how does that work with New Japan?
Yeah.
Like, is Ring of Honor gonna be that, like, middleman of bringing the New Japan talent into AEW? Or is it gonna be one of those things where, like, it borrows from both, and that's where they have their matches on Ring of Honor? Because
that's true. Or that maybe New Japan might have to start placing restrictions, saying, okay, these stars that we have that were on loan, they can wrestle on your shows, but they can't wrestle on their shows. We don't want them near that Omega guy. He might corrupt them with his jazz hands.
No, I feel like right now is the best time to stir shit. Like, if you're the wrestler, because the promotions aren't doing shit right now. You know what I mean? So if you can get that internet backing, they might have to just give it to you once they have live crowds and shit to make that money.
So around June or July, as the word made, is it a possible return?
Yeah, as early as June.
Yeah.
So what I've been reading.
With some states starting to open shit up already, I can see that.
Yeah. It really depends on how they continue with the open thing, but they say June or July, at least for WWE, is the live crowds returning. I think AEW could be a lot sooner than that, which is sometime this. Wait, are we in May yet? I think you guys are in May. I'm not.
It's gonna be May.
It's gonna be
Internals.
It is May. So
I got 10 minutes till I'm gonna be in May.
You go.
Yeah.
Be in May Valentine.
Oh.
There it
is.
So what are we talking about? Live crowds. Yeah. They say in June, July, but then also I don't think they're gonna load the crowd in. I think it's gonna be one of those where, and it's gonna look weird at first, where they're gonna be spacing out every fan, because that's the only way I see it happening.
I see it as spacing out parties. Like if you buy like 6 tickets, the 6 people will sit together, and then like maybe 6 feet from you, you'll have 2 people, shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, it does look a lot like those WWE pre-shows when you see like the pictures of just small patches of audiences throughout empty seats. It'll probably look like that.
I was gonna say it probably reminded me of the first Saudi show where like they had the like the big guys in their own little lounge area, and it was just like so much space in between it. I think it's gonna look like that, just not as I guess loungy. Like
Yeah.
because if I remember correctly, they had like these big ass sofas for like 2 people, right?
Yeah.
And then like 20 feet over, they had another one for like 6 people, and yeah. So
Yep.
so that
just like regular WWE crowds, they didn't shit about what was happening in the ring either.
No, well, I don't think it's gonna be happening like in arena shows either. It might just be like at the performance center and at like another studio, just like a studio audience.
Yeah.
I still think they should go with the green screen.
Yes.
Well, like if they keep the camera angle, like the studio camera angle on the ramp, it doesn't really matter the crowd. They just won't pan to the crowd, but you'll have the crowd interaction. So that'll make shit better. Because when I was watching the Orange Cassidy match from last week, like it was still good, but like there's so many parts of Orange Cassidy's shtick that like when he's trying to like fight back with those like deathly super kicks,
Yeah.
just like got to be watching to make sure.
It doesn't work without the audience going, oh.
Yeah, I'm just not. The only thing I don't like, I'm not excited about is the whole. And I've always hated the core base, like NXT fans. They bug the shit out of me. They try to put themselves over, and we're gonna get that now 3 times a week if that starts up, right? Will it make the wrestling any better? I don't fucking think so, but I could totally see these fans, especially the ones that are there every fucking time, try to put themselves over.
Well, but I miss Kyle. Again. I miss Kyle, the Florida wrestling fan, being ringside in his soccer jersey. That big mofo. And then Izzy. I haven't seen Izzy in weeks. Probably a good thing.
Yeah, I'd like to know what her reaction to Bayley's heel turn and her current antics is throwing Sasha Banks under the bus are.
I'm pretty sure if you look online, you'll find it. There's that girl has been paraded around by her parents a lot, so.
Yeah, this is true.
What else we got, man?
Yeah, believe it or not, we're almost done with this list. I don't know if you guys have been watching TNA or Impact. I haven't really been watching a lot of it. Moose came back with the TNA Championship.
Yeah. Dude, before we get into it, that TNA World Title Championship is a good-looking title. I don't know why it doesn't get any credit.
Yeah.
It's a good-looking title.
Yeah.
Like I'm a big fan of like the big gold. So then I also like the IWGP title and then AEW's. And then like that TNA one. Those are all cool looking titles.
Sexy.
Yeah.
Sexy.
Yeah, so that's a response to not having Blanchard on TV for God knows how long.
Yeah,
she's out in Mexico with Daga, it makes sense, you can't, like, this is not something where like, oh, you can't make it, we need to strip you of it, right? You don't want to do that, especially like to your first female main event champion. So what do? You bring up another championship, bring back the TNA one, especially since that TNA episode that they did a little bit ago did very well. Like, bring it back. The only thing that was weird is that Moose came out with it and he's like, I'm the champion now. Like, you could have had somebody from like manage be like, look, we're gonna we're gonna put a little tournament on. This is what's gonna go on. What was that horrible match they used to have? The reverse
King of the Mountain.
No, was that it?
The reverse battle royal.
Yeah, the reverse battle royal. It's like, even give me that shit. You know, have somebody earn that championship. Don't just have your boy come out here and like, hey, I'm champ.
Look at that bracelet that says "What would Russo do?" and just put something on a pole.
Bro,
yeah, it's not easy, bro.
Put that on a pole, bro. Okay.
Reverse battle royal on a pole.
Yeah, it's basically back because Blanchard is stuck out in Mexico, and they don't know when she's gonna get back because apparently they tape like 2 months in advance, so she's gonna be gone for a while.
Yep.
That's fine though. I mean, if they learn anything from WWE, no one liked the shit when Brock's gone for 3 months at a time. You know, it's been the story for like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they did something.
Whereas when Seth was champ, no one liked him being there all the time.
That was just Seth.
He's unlikable.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the cool thing too is this should build to an inevitable clash between Tessa and Moose to unify the titles, and that should be interesting to say the least.
It'll be good shit. Moose and Tessa roommated together for a couple years. They're really good friends.
I don't think I would want them to unify that. Like, what titles does TNA have?
Nothing.
They have the heavyweight championship. They have the X Division one, and then tag titles, right? I think that's it.
Oh.
And the knockouts.
Yeah. And the knockouts.
Oh, and the knockouts. Yeah, like I feel like
you said TNA again, so I was trying to think of like dumb titles they used to have.
Well, they used to have what's the one they gave to Booker T? That one was
a Legends title.
Yeah, that one was brought. That one was brought back for like a little bit, and then they got rid of it again, which I think it was smart. But yeah, they should keep it as like a secondary title.
The TNA title?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Intern, educate him about the WCW title and NWA, or the WCW World title and the WCW International World title.
Oh God, yeah, that was a whole clusterfuck of a situation.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like Moose's title to be more of a prop kind of thing until Tessa is back.
Okay.
I suppose you wouldn't even need to unify them. You can almost even just have them wrestle over which belt will be the top title, or some kind of horse shit. Have them walk around with two belts. Chris Jericho did for a while.
That'd be good shit, pal.
And then Swerve David Arquette wins it.
I'm for it.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
So, yeah. If there's anything else that we're missing on the news here, I've glossed over it and can't see it. So.
We done?
Oh, all right then. You guys can find us on YouTube. We're doing YouTube.
We're back on YouTube.
Spotify, Anchor.
Watch these handsome faces.
Beards, quarantine beards.
Yes, this is only a quarantine beard.
I had to trim mine. My shit was getting out of control.
And dude, I went to Target and I put one of those. My wife made me put a mask on, and I looked down to check the eggs that I was buying, and I couldn't see because I had this shitty mask over my beard. My beard was like this.
Yeah,
and
yeah, dude.
Look at the eggs.
Yeah, that's why I had to.
I don't know.
That's why I had to trim the shit out of mine because wearing the mask at stores is just horrible.
Yep.
Yeah,
plus the glasses, I could barely see. So.
Oh, for sure, peripheral. Either way, stay safe, everybody. Top Guys out.
Boom, chicka, boom, boom, boom. Shit.